Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scentitar Fragrance channel. My name is Benjamin and I review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, and all things scent related. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on this fragrance journey, this fragrance experience. If you're new to my channel, I review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, and all things scent related. So today we're going to be talking about a fantastic versatile fragrance and a fantastic fragrance for the summer. I have slowly over time fallen in love with this fragrance, and it's really been a joy to wear, and it's perfect for the summer, and it's really heating up. So let's talk about it. This is none other than Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. This is the flanker called Swimming in Lapari. So this is perhaps the least known or the least talked about flanker of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. There's the new Sun Flanker, which is more like a suntan lotion, and it's more, perhaps a little bit more on the fruity and the amber side of things. This one is going to be more on the ambergris side of things. It's going to be more salty, more like the ocean, and definitely a very versatile fragrance, very mass appealing. So first off, let's talk about the box real quick. It just looks like the Mediterranean or the Italian coast, I think, and it looks really nice. Overall, it's a simple box, but it does a really good job. I do like the vision they were going for, swimming in a tropical, very clean sea, swimming in Lapari. So let's jump into the fragrance, its smell and the composition, then the projection longevity, then the compliment factor, and lastly, of course, the price. So guys and gals, the smell on this one is beautiful. Now this one has a lot of lemon. It smells like Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. If you're familiar with it, it's not the most natural, but it's a very playful, light, it's kind of citrus fragrance. Kind of blue, has a little bit of that blue DNA, that cologne vibe going on. But it's very likable to a lot of people. It's very easy to wear in everyday situations. Definitely inoffensive. Definitely really hard to overspray with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. So this one, with Swimming in Lapari, one of the biggest aspects of this fragrance is the upgraded or really upped or introduction of ambergris. Now, ambergris in this fragrance doesn't smell as much as a musky kind of ambergris. It just smells more of a salty kind of ambergris. It gives this fragrance this invigorating, playful nature to this fragrance it didn't have before. I like how it kind of blends with the original DNA. It gives the original DNA a little bit of a more of a modern twist, more of a summer vibe, much more playful, much more modern. I think that the average guy out there, if you like Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or the intense version, especially if you're a younger guy, I think that you're seriously going to love this fragrance. You're seriously going to enjoy it, and it's just easy to wear. It seriously is a beautiful fragrance, no doubt about it. And this fragrance, guys and gals, is going to be a compliment magnet fragrance. I'm definitely, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but overall, that's what you're getting. It's much saltier. It smells much more like the ocean. The original smells a little bit more of a lemon fragrance and has a classic blue vibe. This one is salty and it has that ambergris, you kind of crystalline, kind of sparkling aspect to this fragrance. I find it a much improved version, and I dare say, of course, I'll talk about this in my final thoughts. The best, the best flanker that I've come across, and the best, in my opinion, of the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blues, especially for a man. So with the projection longevity, what you're getting out of this fragrance is a solid 6 or 7 hours, with projection being average. Um, it may be slightly above average, but this fragrance is noticeable without being too bold, without being too much. It's never offensive, but it definitely is noticeable. I find that this one, and not only do I enjoy the smell better, but it performs better than the other Dolce & Gabbana Light Blues. I think that this performs better than the original for sure. Dolce & Gabbana Intense might be able to linger on clothes a little bit longer, but this one definitely projects overall better. And compared to the other ones, the other flankers, of course, I think that this one overall just has the strongest performance. So overall, I find that fantastic. Of course, it's not going to have the denseness or the woodiness of the other flanker, living in Stromboli. So if that's a factor for you, that it has more of that weight behind it, that might be the one for you to go for if you're a classic mature gentleman. But this one, guys and gals, this is a fantastic fragrance. Overall, the performance is solid. Definitely a good fragrance for everyday situations. It's not too much and it's not too little. So with the compliment factor, this has been one of my compliment beast fragrances, along with Pineapple Vintage Intense from Parfums Vintage. This has been one of my most complimented fragrances that I've ever owned. I do love Bulgari's Aqua, the original, and of course, if you're a younger guy, the Atlantique, amazing fragrance. But for some reason, this one, with my skin and my personality, has been one of my most complimented fragrances. It's just salty, but yet playful. It's a fragrance DNA that people appreciate, they understand. It's light, citrusy, playful, salty, kind of like the ocean. That can sound very generic in the world of fragrances. That can sound like a million other fragrances. But trust me, even though that this fragrance isn't the most natural, this fragrance smells it smells fantastic. There's something special about it. There's something about it that just almost screams quality, and I really do enjoy that about this fragrance. But again, if you don't like the ambergris at all, if you really dislike that ambergris feel in fragrances, this fragrance might not be for you. I am willing to say that this doesn't have as much ambergris, or the ambergris perhaps is much more tolerable than it is in Dior Sauvage. Of course, that is a compliment beast as well, and some people absolutely adore it. Some people don't. I think that this fragrance still has a big punch of ambergris, but it's not too much. Anyways, with the price, this is of course full retail an $80 fragrance, as a lot of designers are. But this one, I think, is limited distribution, just like Living in Stromboli perhaps was. Or maybe I never encountered it. I don't know where it ever hit the shelves. But in my world, this fragrance is impossible to get unless you order it online. And the supply is drying up because it's a flanker. I don't know if it's discontinued, but it's seeming to get a little bit hard to get over time. So if this sounds interesting to you, if you want a very versatile compliment fragrance, something that you can just grab and go, some people would say a dumb reach fragrance, something that is just so likable for a young man, this is the kind of fragrance I really encourage you to get. If you hit discounters, and if you get it before it dries up, it's about $40 or so, and this is the 4.2 ounce bottle, so this is a whole extra ounce in this bottle, so it's kind of a big bottle, and I really do like that. So again, I think it's a good value for money as well. So my final thoughts on this fragrance, I overall would probably give it a 7.5, but for me personally, this is an 8 out of 10 fragrance, because I think that this fragrance really, even though it's not the most natural, no doubt about that, there's the blend of this fragrance is something I've always wanted. I like Bulgari's Aqua. It's much more salty, and it's kind of a deep blue fragrance, and I do like it, but I feel that this fragrance stands up to the high heat just as well, perhaps even better. I've never had a fragrance besides my Acqua di Gio Essenza that perhaps has got me so many compliments and so much positive attention. I can firmly say that this is one of my top 10, top 5 most complimented fragrances, no doubt about it, in my world. So a really good fragrance. I really appreciate it. I hope that I've made a good review here today. I hope my enthusiasms came through. I hope that you see that this fragrance does a lot for me in my fragrance journey. It means a lot to me. So thank y'all for your thoughts. Let me know if you're interested in this fragrance, if you ever heard of it. Of course, I got to do a shout out in the end to Chaos Fragrance, of course, who put the final his final word in his review made the final push, so I got this fragrance. He's the one who did the final convincing and put in a good word for this fragrance that really helped me to be willing to purchase this fragrance, because you're likely going to have to blind buy it. So shout out to Chaos Fragrance again. I'll link him below. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Again, this is a fantastic, versatile fragrance. I can't say enough good about it. Thank y'all for being here today. This has been the Scentitar Fragrance Channel. And of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, even share the video to support me as a content creator. And of course, wear what you love. And I'll see y'all next time. This has been the Scentitar Fragrance Channel. Have a great one. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the summer. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.